devoured by hunger and thirst, they ran to devour Brahma from all sides and cried, "Spare him not, eat him up." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The representatives of the Yakshas and Rakshasas still exist in some countries of the world. It is understood that such uncivilized men take pleasure in killing their own grandfathers and holding a love feast by roasting the bodies. Text 21. Rama, the head of the demigods, full of anxiety, asked him, "Do not eat me, but protect me. You are born for me and have become my sons. Therefore, you are Yakshas and Rakshasas." Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The demons who were born from the body of Brahma were called Yakshas and Rakshasas because some of them cried that Brahma should be eaten. When it says cried, it means they loudly said this. It's not that they cried with tears, but they cried out loud that Brahma should be eaten, and the others cried that he should not be protected. The ones who said that he should be eaten were called Yakshas, and the ones who said that he should not be protected became Rakshasas, man-eaters. The two, Yakshas and Rakshasas, are the original creation by Brahma and are represented even until today in the uncivilized men who are scattered all over the universe. They are born of the mode of ignorance, and therefore, because of their behavior, they are called Rakshasas or man-eaters. I hope we never meet one of those people. Text 22. He then created the chief demigods who were shining with the glory of goodness. He dropped before them the effulgent form of daytime, and the demigods sportingly took possession of it. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Demons were born from the creation of night, and the demigods were born from the creation of day. In other words, demons like the Yakshas and Rakshasas are born of the quality of ignorance, and demigods are born of the quality of goodness. Text 23. Lord Brahma then gave birth to the demons from his buttocks, and they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for copulation. Just see how completely rascal these demons are. Brahma gives birth to them as his own son, but he gives birth from his buttocks, from his butt. And they were very fond of sex, these boys, because they were too lustful. They approached him to have sex. Well, here you go. This is the beginning of the homosexuals. And they were right there, right in the beginning of time. Next life is the background of material existence. Here also it is repeated that demons are very fond of sex life. The more one is free from the desires for sex, the more he is promoted to the level of the demigod. The more one is inclined to enjoy sex, the more he's degraded to the level of demoniac life. That should be taught to everyone, especially young boys and girls. Now, why would Brahma give birth to demons from his buttocks, meaning from his butt? And they were fond of sex because they were too lustful. They approached him for copulation. They wanted to have sex with Brahma. That's the beginning of the homosexuals. Well, why would Brahma do this? Anyway, he's just following the instructions of Krishna. He's not doing it on his own. He's been asked to create different species. And then on the previous page, it says, there's, out of disgust, Rama threw off the body of ignorance, and taking this opportunity, yakshas and rakshasas sprang for possession of the body, which continued to exist in the form of night. Night is the source of hunger and thirst. Overpowered by hunger and thirst, they ran to devour, in other words, to eat Brahma from all sides and cried, "Spare him not, eat him up." The representatives of the yakshas and rakshasas still exist in some countries of the world. It is understood that such uncivilized men take pleasure in killing their own grandfathers and holding a love feast by roasting the bodies. It still exists today. Why don't you look it up? Let's see. You would call them name those people today. It would be called tribal people who eat their grandfather. Tribal people who eat their own grandfather. There are people like that today. They make a feast of eating their grandfather. What could be more horrible than that? What does it say?
Yeah, this the four tribe, FORE tribe in Papua New Guinea, something. Papua New Guinea?
In New Guinea.
New Guinea, yeah. So yeah, apparently the ritual involved consuming the body of their deceased relatives to honor them and help them their spirit to move on.
Wow. To honor them,
Yeah.
they eat their bodies. Oh my God. They have a feast.
And then there's the Wari group in Brazil, and same thing. I think their concept is that somehow they destroy the bodies to help the soul to reach afterlife. They do have a concept of afterlife.
Yeah. They're more advanced than a lot of modern people. So there are several places.
Yeah,
One in
there's
Brazil.
example. Apparently, even in southwestern United States, there used to be an ancient Native American culture which practiced cannibalism,
Mm.
extreme drought and famine.
And during extreme drought and famine, so they would eat their grandfathers or somebody. Yeah.
Somebody, the cannibalism.
Wow. Yes.
Um, so this person was going to visit members of the Korawai tribe, and so I s- they saw a
They ate him.
yeah they
Wow. Don't go see the cold Wawa tribe because they'll eat you. Huh?
Korawai
Karawai.
Korowai.
And where did they live? I just want to know so I never go there.
Oh, it says they were she was in the jungle of Indonesian New Guinea.
New Guinea.
New Guinea, yeah, it's the same.
New Guinea, Indonesia. Okay, I'm going to write that down so I never go there. So you see, even today, you have yakshas and rakshasas, and they're still existing. That's what Prabhupada says. They're still existing. Wow, it's frightening. Okay, so these type of people, Brahma gave birth to people like that. So it says, one second. Let's see this a second. It says, because Brahma is the progenitor of all different species, and he doesn't like to do it, but he has to produce demoniac people also. So out of disgust, Brahma threw off the body of ignorance. And taking this opportunity, yakshas and rakshasas sprang, in other words, jumped for possession of the body, which continued to exist in the form of night. Night is the source of hunger and thirst. That's why they have these 24-hour restaurants, I guess. You can go at any time and eat pancakes in the midnight. The night is the source of hunger and thirst. All right. Overpowered by hunger and thirst, they, meaning the sons of Brahma, or some of the sons of Brahma, ran to devour Brahma from all sides and cried, "Spare him not, eat him up." Wow, that's really, really nasty. Yakas and Rakshasas of the world. It is understood that such uncivilized men take pleasure in killing their own grandfathers and holding a love feast by roasting the bodies. Oh my God. Please spare us from that horrible stuff. Brahma, the head of the demigods, full of anxiety, asked them, "Do not eat me, but protect me. You are born from me and have become my sons. Therefore, you are yakshas and rakshasas." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The demons who were born from the body of Brahma were called yakshas and rakshasas because some of them cried that Brahma should be eaten, and the others cried that he should not be protected. The ones who said that he should be eaten were called yakshas, and the ones who said that he should not be protected became rakshasas, or man-eaters. The two, yakshas and rakshasas, are the original creation of Brahma and are represented even until today in the uncivilized men who are scattered all over the universe. They are born of the mode of ignorance, and therefore, because of their behavior, they are called rakshasas or man-eaters. Okay, so look up. Man murders another man and then eats him, then then cuts him up and puts all the different cuts in the refrigerator and eats him little by little. You see, whatever it's saying here, that they actually exist. They actually exist even today. We have people that will have sex with someone, with another man, and then and then eat that man little by little by cutting him up into pieces and putting him in a refrigerator, putting the pieces in a refrigerator. And the person that's killed and eaten, he actually wanted to be killed and eaten. So you have these two men. One man is willing to be killed and eaten, and the other man satisfies that desire by killing him. First of all, they have a dinner together. They sit down together, and then after the dinner, he kills the man and cuts him up in different pieces and puts all the pieces in his refrigerator. And then little by little, he eats them. Do you see anything?
In in 2 separate attacks involving a man accused of killing another man and then eating his face. Colin Sanch, 29, faces a murder charge for allegedly pushing Kenneth Brown to the ground. Allegedly pushing Kenneth Brown to the ground on Sunday, April 28th.
Allegedly, right?
Pushing Kenneth Brown to the ground on Sunday, April 28th, leading to his death, documents said. Such then allegedly ate part of Brown's face, including an eye and an ear. Just before 5 a.m. Sunday, an employee at a convenience store called police about a man who reportedly tackled another man to the ground on Las Vegas Boulevard near Carlston Boulevard. That 8 News Now investigators first reported Monday. So 2 examples.
Well, you see, there's still people today. They're like rakshas and yakshas, and they eat people. They kill people and eat them. It's terrible. So these demons were born from the body of Brahma, and they were called yakshas and rakshasas because some of them cried that Brahma should be eaten, and the others cried that he should not be protected. And these are sons of Brahma. So you see, right from the beginning of time, there are homosexuals and there are man-eaters, and all these things are born from Brahma. The ones who said that he should be eaten were called yakshas, and the ones who said that he should not be protected became rakshasas, man-eaters. The two, yakshas and rakshasas, are the original creation of Brahma and are represented even until today in the uncivilized men who are scattered all over the universe. They are born of the mode of ignorance, and therefore, because of their behavior, they are called rakshasas or man-eaters. So there are people like that today. You never know. There might be a neighbor. They're all over the world. Okay. Text 22. He then created the chief demigods who were shining with the glory of goodness. He dropped before them the effulgent form of daytime, and the demigods sportingly took possession of it. Demons were born from the creation of night, and the demigods were born from the creation of day. In other words, demons like the yakshas and the rakshasas are born of the quality of ignorance, and demigods are born of the quality of goodness. I wonder if if a baby is born, let's say at midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning, would that influence them to be
Demoniac.
yeah, demoniac? I wonder. Okay, text 23. Lord Brahma then gave birth to the demons from his buttocks, so from his butt, his anus, and so forth. And they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for copulation. In other words, now some of the sons, demoniac sons of Brahma, want to have sex with Brahma, their father. And they were born from Brahma's butt. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sex life is the background of material existence. Here also it is repeated. In other words, people that want to, let's say, see, there is something called legitimate sex, and there's something called illegitimate sex. The legitimate sex is having sex only to have children, and illegitimate sex is wanting to have pleasure. it's not really pleasure, but it's perverted pleasure, and therefore, the ones that want to have perverted pleasure, they're actually demons. And because they were too lustful, they approached him for copulations. Because they were so lusty, they approached Brahma for sex. Brahma was their father. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sex life is the background of material existence. Well, yeah, if you have sex for procreation, that's bona fide. And if you have sex just for sense gratification, that is sinful. Here also it is repeated that demons are very fond of sex life. Yeah, they like to have sex life for their own selfish pleasure. The more one is free from the desires for sex, the more he is promoted to the level of the demigods. The more one is inclined to enjoy sex, the more he is degraded to the level of demoniac life. Well, there are examples of that. Both examples exist today. That is, the more one is free from the desires for sex, the more he is promoted to the level of the demigods. And the more one is inclined to enjoy sex, the more he is degraded to the level of demoniac life. So, in other words, the homosexuals and uh, the men that want to have sex with kids and with women and this and that, they're all either uh, rakshasas or what does this say? Rakshasas or yakshas. Yeah. And it says the more one is inclined to enjoy sex, the more he is degraded to the level of demoniac life. Whoa. You have to be very careful. Sex should only be engaged in to have children, not anything else. But today, uh, uh, people have much more sex than they should, and they use contraceptives, or women have abortions. That is, the woman has sex with someone, and then when she gets pregnant, she has an abortion. In other words, they kill the baby, uh, and it's happening a lot. Let's look up the uh, numbers of aborted babies in the United States. It's a large number. What does it say? How many babies are aborted a year in the United States? Abortion is very simple. Basically, a mother willingly wants to kill her own child. Now, as long as now it's very interesting. If the baby is aborted while in the womb of the mother, it's not considered murder. But if the baby comes out and is killed, it's considered murder.
So every year it's about 620,000
In the United States,
in the United States.
620,000 little kids are aborted. Okay, so why don't you see how are they aborted?
Means like what mechanism?
What?
How are they aborted means?
How are they killed? In other words, so if they come out of the womb and they kill the baby, that's considered murder. So they have to kill the baby in the womb, I think.
Yeah, it's typically in the first trimester. It's the medication abortion.
What?
Medication abortion is the first.
Medication. In other words, they put some poison into her body, into her womb,
Yeah,
and to kill the baby, or to kill the fetus,
right.
and then they cause an abortion to get rid of the fetus.
Yeah, it's mifepristone and misoprostol. So those are the medications. And
Okay. Basically, they poison the baby.
yeah, and then induce contractions and expel the womb.
Wow. It's a terrible thing for a woman to have an abortion. It's horrible.
And then there is another technique called aspiration, which is suction.
They suck out the baby from the
Yeah.
womb with some
The
kind of,
electric pump used to create suction and remove the pregnancy tissue.
oh my God.
If
Okay.
it is in the second trimester,
Yeah.
then it's a surgical procedure.
Oh, so they cut open the body of the mother and take the baby out, the fetus out, and
Mm.
throw it in the garbage can. Demoniac. Yes.
An abortion is a medical procedure to end a pregnancy growing in the womb. Surgical procedures to induce abortion are done in clinics or hospitals. Medical abortion can end an early pregnancy at home by prescription medicine, usually mifepristone, followed by misoprostol. The type of abortion you get will probably depend almost entirely on how far you are along in your pregnancy.
Yeah. So, if you're only pregnant for, let's say, 1 or 2 months, uh, then they take some kind of a drug and kills the baby in the womb. But if you're, in the, let's say, 7 months or 8 months of pregnancy, then they have to do an operation to pull the fetus out of the body of the mother. Really horrible. The whole thing is horrible. Yes.
In your first trimester, you're likely to have a vacuum
In
aspiration
your first trimester.
trimester. You're likely to have a vacuum aspiration.
Okay, a vacuum, just like, you have a vacuum, right? You go, it's pulling you're cleaning your floor with a vacuum, right? So they did the same thing to kill the baby that's in the womb because it's still very small, right? Go ahead.
If you're in your second trimester, meaning that it's been more than 13 weeks since your last menstrual period, you're likely to have a dilation and evacuation, or D and E. If you're further along that,
Okay, dilation.
it says dilation.
It's dilation. What does it mean? Look it up. Some kind of a vacuum thing where you pull the baby out, kill it. Dilation. What's it say?
Yeah, it's dilation.
What does it say?
What's dilation, Maharaj?
Read the meaning.
Okay. The action or condition of becoming or being made wider, larger, or more open. Nitric oxide causes
Nitric oxide.
nitric oxide causes dilation of the body blood vessels. That's an example.
Mhm. Well, they want to dilate, not they want to dilate what do you call that? The mother's womb, I guess, to pull the baby out and kill it.
If you're further along that, you might have a dilation and extraction, or DNX.
Okay. So dilation and extraction, right? So they basically have to open up the genital orifice of the woman and pull the baby out. You see how demoniac people are? It's unbelievable. And then how many did they do? 600,000 a year in the United States?
Yeah.
Wow. In other words, they're killing 600,000 unborn babies a year in the United States. And women do this willingly because they can't control their sex life. So, but they don't want the child. So they have an abortion. The whole enterprise is demoniac. And it's murder. It's actually murder, but they are doing it voluntarily, and the government is permitting it. The government shouldn't allow this abortions. They should let the babies be born, and then they should give them out to uh, people who can't have children. But anyway, unfortunately, and because of this, the mother suffers. Of course, the baby suffers, but the mother suffers, and it creates. It basically will eventually ruin the life of the mother. Of course, many women say, "Well, I've had 5 abortions. I'm so happy I did it," But it actually ruins their life by doing that because they're killing their own baby. So it's murder. But they'll say, no, it's not murder. It's only a little piece of tissue. That's all it is. So this one lady was telling me that once. It's only a little piece of tissue. That's all it is. And she had told me she had 5 abortions. So this is what's going on today in the United States and around the world. Well, so United States has 600,000 abortions a year, approximately, right? Is that what it says?
Mhm.
Just imagine. Hmm. Okay, uh, so we'll go to Canto 3, chapter 20. I'm going to read text 22 again. Then he created the chief demigods who were shining with the glory of goodness. He dropped before them the effulgent form of daytime, and the demigods sportingly took possession of it. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Demons were born from the creation of night, and the demigods were born from the creation of day. In other words, demons like yakshas and rakshasas are born of the quality of ignorance, and the demigods are born of the quality of goodness. So, this is let's say, a warning for us that we should not stay up later than 10 o'clock at night. And that way we can wake up, the next morning at, let's say, uh, well, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and take a bath and chant Hare Krishna, go to the temple, and so forth. So the demons, they like to stay up all night long playing computer games. Okay, look this up. Boy plays computer games uh, for 3 days or 4 days in a row and dies. In other words, he didn't eat or sleep for 3, 4 days. He was just playing computer games. and then he died. You see that? You see how dangerous computer games can be. They can completely, take over the mind of a child, and they can't stop playing, and they're staying up till late at night, or sometimes they go, without sleeping.
It happened in Egypt, Maharaj.
Oh, okay. So in Egypt?
Yeah, a 12-year-old boy has died of a heart attack while playing the popular video game Player Unknown Battlegrounds for hours on end.
There you go. You see. So these what do you call them? They're video games are dangerous, especially for young kids. Anybody else see anything? Yes.
Yeah,
Video game addict. 17 is found. A 17-year-old is found slumped dead on his computer by heartbroken parents after suffering a
What was his name?
It doesn't show his name, but it just shows that he's a 17-year-old, and it shows also a picture of him.
Oh, does he look like Indian, or is a white guy?
There is one in Thailand.
Asian.
Yeah, his name is Piawat Harikun,
Ah,
17.
17.
Yeah.
So
So what happened to him? He died?
how this happened very recently in Madhya Pradesh, 2019.
it shows the picture of him slumped on the ground near his.
What's he look like?
Um. He has. He looks. He. He looks like there's a bed near the, like, on the floor with no, like, stands like this, and his head is like on the bed, his back is curved back, and his knees are on the floor, and his legs are stretched back. And right behind, and right on top of his back is a computer desk, and right behind his legs are a chair
So he died
like that.
playing the computer. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. Well, whose fault is that? That's the parents' fault. They give this computer, and they buy the computer games. Right? Can you get free computer games on the internet?
Yeah, free computer games.
Huh?
Um, uh, a lot of them are free now.
A lot of them are free.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like
We have a
there's
stages, Maharaj. So first, some stages are free. If you want to buy, they can provide you the in between purchase option. You can do better gaming in between. They have mix of both.
some games like one app. It's one app, but they have millions of games inside that app.
Yeah, we're living in a dangerous world. Okay.
There's a question, Maharaj.
Yeah.
So here it says that the demigods are born out of mode of ignorance. Krishna Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm Charan. I asked a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So you said that demigods are born in the mode of goodness, while Rakshasas and Yakshas are born in ignorance. But like Kuvera is a demigod and a Yaksha. Is he like was he like born in like goodness or ignorance?
I didn't quite understand your question.
So
Say it again.
Like Kuvera is considered both a demigod and a yaksha.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Because either you're born out of ignorance or you're born out of goodness, right?
Well, you can be, like, for example, you can be born in a demoniac family, but still be a good person.
Yeah, like Vibhishana.
Vibhishan, yeah, yeah. His blood is demon blood, but he became a devotee. Like I was born in a demon family, but I became a devotee. Well, how do you know someone's is in a demon family? Well, they eat meat. So our family, if there was no meat on the table, it was like, hey, you trying to make us starve or something? You know, there had to be meat, 3 times a day. And uh, that was like real deep ignorance. Yes.
So I searched up one app
Yeah.
that play a lot of games. I asked for its approximate number of games totally. It said 40 million games.
What?
40 million games.
14 million different games.
Yeah, but they keep adding apps, so that's an approximate number. They keep adding games,
Wow.
more games each day.
One app.
So there are people playing on the computer sometimes for days at a time. And
in India, there's PUBG.
Oh, yeah.
There's three deaths in the last 5 years.
oh, really? Of kids who didn't get, or adults also maybe.
Yeah, so here gave
Oh yeah.
in Madhya Pradesh, it's a 15-year-old boy in 2019. In Maharashtra, 16-year-old boy. And then in Andhra Pradesh, 19-year-old.
They just kept playing video games.
Yeah. So they got dehydrated and eventually succumbed to the complications arising from the continuous gaming sessions.
Wow.
Amara, a teen dies, a 17-year-old boy dies after playing video games 22 days straight.
22 days straight. Wow. That's terrible.
For like surviving 22 days.
Wow.
He probably had a little bit of snacking thing
Yeah.
until he ran over it and he didn't want to go get it.
Wow. Well, that's a type of what you would call type of self uh, mutilation, not mutilation, but
Self-destruction.
self-destruction. Yeah. Okay. So the demons were born from the creation of night, and the demigods were born from the creation of day. In other words, demons like the yakshas and rakshasas are born of the quality of ignorance, and the demigods are born of the quality of goodness. Okay, so uh, text 23. Lord Brahma then gave birth to demons from his buttocks, that means from his butt. And they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for copulation. In other words, they approached Brahma to have sex with him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sex life is the background of material existence. Okay, when it says the background of material existence, that means that the foundation of material existence is the desire for sex and having sex. Here also, well, we're talking about illicit sex. We're not talking about licit sex. There's licit sex and illicit sex. The illicit sex is having sex to have a child or a baby. And illicit sex is having sex for so-called pleasure. So there's not much difference between licit sex and illicit sex. But there is a difference, though. When you want to have illicit sex, you should chant 50 rounds, husband and wife together, chant 50 rounds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Rama Rama. So what's 50 times
108.
7? What?
108.
Yeah, 50 times 108. No, that would only be one round though.
50 rounds, right?
15 times 16. 50 times 16.
Yeah, 50 times 16.
Oh, 16 rounds.
No, well, no, wait a minute. You have 108 rounds.
108 beads in a round.
Yeah, I mean 108 beats. So then it's 50 times 108.
Yeah, it's 5,400.
5,400. You have to chant 5,400
Names.
names.
Or
Or
Hare
no,
Krishna mantras.
mantras. So then you have to know how many names the Lord is. It's 50 times the
400 times 16.
huh?
5,400 times 16.
Yeah, right.
80,000, 86,400.
Yeah, in one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get really purified if you do that. So yes,
One of the most 4 top played games are Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite.
Was it Minecraft? Yeah. There's this one guy, he's a so-called a devotee, he came and he said, oh, Prabhu, it's really important. I'm going to teach all the kids in the temple to play Minecraft. I said, what? He said, no, it's really good for their development. I said, yeah, it'll develop into little demons. No, oh, you're so negative. You don't know what you're talking about. Minecraft is really good. I don't know. I mean, I never saw what Minecraft is, but we're not going to teach kids anything by having them play Minecraft in the temple, right? It's a computer game, right? You know more about Minecraft?
Um, Minecraft is basically just large pixels, and your your character is basically large pixels put together, and all you're trying to do is survive being a block body, a body made out of blocks. Basically, what you're trying to do in Minecraft. It's basically yeah, just survive.
Well, that would put someone into anxiety, wouldn't it? You're playing a game where you're trying to save yourself from being wiped out.
No, they put in the game like zombies, skeletons, or
That's
creepers.
essentially what we're hearing a little bit of. All the demons characters are also there.
Wow, sounds like a wonderful game to play. This destroys the minds of kids. Yes.
The other ones were Roblox and Fortnite.
Fourth night.
Fortnite.
Yeah. So
Roblox is Minecraft is the world's most popular game,
yeah.
and Roblox is the world's most second popular game, and Fortnite is the world's most third popular.
Well, I would say you have to be really an idiot to buy those games because it's only going to take your attention away from Krishna. So here's what we could call the ultimate rule to follow. Anything that takes your attention away from Krishna should be eliminated immediately because we're all trying to keep our attention on Krishna, and all these games definitely will take your mind away from Krishna. Is Krishna in any of those games? No. So they're meant to divert your attention from Krishna and put it on things that are nonsense, basically. And it's very detrimental for kids to play these games. But these kids get hooked on these games, and they can go for years and years, even into their adult years, playing these games. You know, and spend hours and hours and hours of their life playing these games. It's terrible. Okay, so the point is, where did this game come from? Well, somebody has an idea of how to make money, and they come up with a game, and they use all their intelligence to make a game that'll be popular, and they start selling it. And then these kids play these games, and they spend, half their lifetime playing these games. Yes.
So the graph I looked at to see that, it also has the publishers of the games. Should I read it? The publishers of the games. So Mojang Studios is the publisher of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Roblox is the publisher of Roblox.
Yeah.
Epic Games is the publisher of Fortnite. So they're groups of people publish.
Yeah, they're all demons. They're making these games so that they can make money and ruin the life of a kid. And so the kids will spend, or not only kids, adults also play these games. They can spend hours and hours and hours of their life playing these nonsense games. So it's a type of child abuse, and the parents buy the games for the kids. It's amazing. Yeah.
1 per 30 million kids die from playing games a year. I mean, not kids, like total, like me.
How many people die per year?
1 per 30 million yearly.
One person in 30 million die
Yeah.
of playing these games
Yeah, in a year.
in a year. And how many people are there in the world? I think 9 billion, right? So 1 in 30 million, is that what you said? 1 in 30 million die?
Yeah, 1 in 30 million.
1 in 30.
1 in 30 million, and there's
So about 300 a year.
3,000.
Gamers.
about 300 a year. Okay, 300 people a year, some of them are kids, die playing these video games. Okay. Well, how many people die from smoking a year?
So that's probably a much bigger number.
Yeah, it's a much
Yes.
bigger number.
The
Yes, go ahead.
yeah. So recently, there was a cashier in Trader Joe's who was telling one of the customers in front of me that video games was essential for his mental health. So he plays a lot of video games because it kind of keeps him sane. He said.
Mhm. Well, that's why I call it Trader Joe's. He's a traitor to the human race.
Yes, yes, Maharaj.
I never go there myself. I never go to, because the traitor is misusing the intelligence for basically leading people to do bad things or do self-destructive things. Yeah. So he's a traitor. Go ahead.
408,000 people die a year from smoking.
How many
480,000.
in the whole world, or in the United States? 400.
80,000.
No, it can't be. That many people die from smoking? No.
Yeah, in the United States, smoking is the leading preventable cause of death, killing more than 480,000.
More.
480,000. Wow, it's almost a 500,000 people, right? From smoking. Well, that makes sense because the lungs are not made for inhaling smoke. They're made for inhaling fresh air, and then the when it gets into your lungs, the lungs separate the nitrogen from the oxygen, and that's what keeps you alive. So if you inhale smoke, it's a way of killing yourself over a period of time, because it'll blacken your lungs, and you'll get cancer, and you'll die. So yeah, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. We're living very dangerous time. Okay, so text 23. Yeah.
What time? 7:30.
Oh, we're okay.
39,000 deaths from firsthand smoke, and more than 41,000 deaths from secondhand smoke.
Secondhand smoke. Let's say you live in a family where the husband and wife both smoke, right? So they're going to get cancer, and the kid is going to get cancer by getting the secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is smelling the smoke that's exhaled by the other smoker. You know, you're not smoking; you're getting secondhand smoke. You know how dangerous cigarettes are? Oh my God! Woo! I don't want to have anything to do with them. Yes.
So it said that 23% of the people that smoke never reach the age of 65. 23% of people who smoke never reach the age of 65.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a good way to kill yourself then. Okay. Thank you very much. Unless there are any questions, we'll continue tomorrow.
2024.
Are we on 24? Text 24?
We just covered 23.
Yeah.
We'll be on the
Okay. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we learned today that we shouldn't smoke cigarettes or cigars or cigarillos. You know what a cigarillo is? It's some kind of a mixture between a cigar and a cigarette.
And no games.
And no, yeah, computer games. Very good. Yeah, I forgot that. Already I forgot. Yeah, don't play for computer games. It's all a waste of time. And you can hurt yourself. It damages people. You can die also.
How did you learn about Minecraft?
Few summer camps also, they're like supposed to be a coding summer camp, but they they do Minecraft modding, like, so they could create their own like Minecraft world and stuff. And the only reason I know is because few of my friend plays it, and sometimes I watch them, but now I know I shouldn't watch it.
You know you shouldn't be watching them, but sometimes you watch them. That makes sense. Oh, so you don't watch them anymore. Oh, good. Well, you learn from experience. That's good. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
With the Minecraft, there are two versions of the Minecraft. One is called educational, and the other is more into the regular video game. So Minecraft educational is actually sponsored by Microsoft to the school districts.
Okay.
So they select some of the classrooms and the kids, they get to, I mean, because they have their laptops now, that educational is all onto the pads and laptops. Some of the classes, not every classroom gets to it, but some classrooms, not sure how they select, they get to play Minecraft educational, But as Abhi was mentioning, it's all about pixels. I honestly don't know what's the fun in it. They built they build their own villages and they have to protect the villages, and it's just you have to create your own world. So I think that's where people like the freedom of it, like Brahma creates his own world. They create
Yeah,
their own world.
you become a creator.
Right, right.
Actually,
And the whole concept of it is to protect from all the different varieties of demons like creatures, uh, uh, and keep occupying more and more space.
Wow.
Right.
you're basically trying to like start with nothing in one mode, and then you keep building and you get better. You can like in Minecraft, they even added more. Like it can be like a roller coasters in Minecraft now. Now, and now they
So
have
yeah.
yeah. Now you have to like eat meat in the Minecraft.
You see, this is all about forgetting Krishna.
Yeah.
And anything that leads to forgetting Krishna is sinful. So playing Minecraft and other video games like that, actually, they're sinful. The kids are
And
committing sins. Yes.
I have seen an ad in our temple out of the notice board. I'm not sure if it is there anymore. This is like a year back, I
That's
think.
the idiot that tried to convince me that we
And
should have Minecraft for all the kids in the temple.
and the way it is promoted is Minecraft with Krishna consciousness.
Right. That's the same guy. He came
Okay.
and tried to convince me. I said, well, you want to put your thing on the, I said, we're not going to do what you're asking, but if you want to put a piece of paper on our bulletin board, you can.
Yeah.
So you can tear it down, tear it off. You know, it's complete nonsense. And this guy was a so-called devotee. His mother is initiated devotee, and he's a so-called devotee. He wanted to have Minecraft for all the kids in the temple.
Definitely. Even what these big companies do, the educational versions
Yeah,
is a way for kids to get addicted to the games
yeah,
while learning,
yeah.
so that eventually when they become mainstream, they get used to those games. That's their strategy.
And
Also,
how to survive in survival mode or something like that. There are two modes: creative survival. In survival mode, you have to put meat, like kill animals, cook the meat, and eat it in order to survive. In the survival mode.
It gives you good things, huh? What did you want to say, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. So it's not only the games, video games, it's also kids and even the adults. I'm surprised are addicted by social media, all this Facebook, chats, apps, so many messengers. Even when normally we are working in office, there are so many message platform. You have to be connected to your phone, to your messenger, and on top of it, if you get hooked up and addicted to apps like Facebook and other children in schools, they have their personal apps which they chat, and they have school messenger, they have emails. Like any part of the world, you're connected to any part of the people and you are exposed. I think high school or middle schools of Seattle did try to take Facebook and some companies, Snapchat, etc., to the court, but still, it's like kids
Yeah,
across have.
they're suing the people that make video games because it's ruining the kids' minds. You can look
But
that up on the
but
look
also
that up.
things like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all these apps are so addictive. They just people have started posting their message. I am in here. I am right now eating food here. I'm doing this. So it's like such a craze in all across the people that it's like they waste hours and hours on these social media along with the games.
Well, it's demoniac activity because it takes your mind away from Krishna. Do they have any of these games with Krishna? This one guy told me, well, I'm going to make a video game all about Krishna. Have you ever seen one like that? I don't think so. Anything that takes your mind off of Krishna is demoniac. So that includes, the television and the videos and the video games, all that stuff. It just takes your mind away from Krishna. Therefore, it's sinful. Right? You don't have to engage in illicit sex to be sinful. You can just play video games all day. It's just as simple because it takes your mind away from Krishna. Okay, Haribol, thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And we'll see you later on in the evening at 7 o'clock.
Great.
Hare Krishna.